Hello everybody, welcome to another Vintage Cube video. Pretty good pack to start because we have Tolarian Academy. This is a card that used to be one of my top cards and then it really dropped off. For a while I was not too high on it and now it's higher than it's ever been. In the right deck this is like better than a Mox. There's just so many more good cheap artifacts than there used to be. So I'll take this, passing like some Jund lands, Thespian Stage. Yeah, really happy to get this early. And now I'm just going to take Upheaval actually. That's a great follow-up. We need to get the artifacts to enable this, but these two cards go extremely well together. There's also Tezzeret, which we might be able to get on the wheel. Also Portal to Phyrexia, which is good if we get Tinker, but at this point I'm pretty happy to just take Upheaval. And now to start taking artifacts really highly. Oh wow, okay, so we have Sensei's Divining Top, Talisman of Progress, Ponder, and Kappa Cannoneer. I think I'm going to try to wheel the Cannoneer, and I think I'll just take the Talisman. Ponder is great. I really like this card. But you want artifact mana so much in this deck. Plays well with both of the cards that we already have. Sensei's Top is good too, but I think the Talisman is a bit better. Interesting. So there's Candelabra of Tawnos. That is really good with Tolarian Academy, but pretty bad otherwise. I think what I'm going to do is take Walking Ballista and try to wield the Candelabra. It's also just like, even if you have Academy, but that's the only thing that works with it, it's not that great. Could take Thraben Inspector. This pushes us a bit towards white, and Thraben Inspector is nice for the Academy, but I think I just like taking the Ballista here. Alright, now it's a pretty easy Talisman. Great pickup. There's also Mystical Tutor, which I would probably play in my Upheaval deck, but I'm just going to take a blue Signet, or a blue, like, Mana Rock so highly here. Okay, I think it's Nettlecyst now. Talisman is decent. I would take Talisman. Like, if it was a blue Talisman, I would probably take it. We could still take it, but Nettlecyst is quite nice in a deck that has lots of artifacts. Just a huge threat. And now I'll just take a Soul Guide Lantern. Pretty great pickup. Spellseeker and Flash are both, like, powerful cards in the right deck, but not really for this deck. Soul Guide Lantern isn't a particular combo with, like, I mean, it's a good hate card, but it's also just nice with the Academy. It's also our first 1-mana artifact, so now we're setting up to be able to play potentially Urza's Saga. Okay, this is our first pack that's kind of a brick. I'm not that interested in Astral Dragon. We could take Verdant Catacombs, or Stormcarved Coast, or Troll. I think I'll just take Stormcarved Coast. This is pretty, like, I would take a blue fetch land, but this is pretty far away from what we want. We do have the red Talisman, so we could definitely end up splashing red. There's a Braid, but I think I'd rather just take the red land before taking the red spell. Okay, two options here. One is Enlightened Tutor, which is good if we get Black Lotus or Mox. The other is Cauldron Complete, which is okay. Like, we could just try to ramp into it. It is an artifact, but I think I actually like taking the Enlightened Tutor here. I do wish it could get Tolarian Academy. Like, right now we actually don't have any artifacts that are amazing to search up with this. I still think it's the right pick though, since we're taking, like, even like Grim Monolith would be a really good find off of this. And we do have the Talisman of Progress here. Like, right now we don't really know our colors. I'm pretty sure I want to be playing blue for this Upheaval, but that's it. So we could easily end up being a blue or like a red or white splash, depending on what we get in later packs. I think the next pack is the one that had Tezzeret, so we'll see if that comes around. I don't care about Tezzeret that much. I don't think it's that good, but I just want it because if someone takes it, then someone else is playing a blue artifact deck. Unfortunately, we don't see it come around. That is a real bummer. So we can take Elvish Reclaimer is secretly like a tempting option with Tolarian Academy, but I think I would rather just take Inferno Titan. Good payoff if we end up being red. And I don't think I'm that likely to want to play much green. Kappa Cannoneer wheeled. Weird to see Tezzeret being taken, but the Cannoneer comes around, but good pickup. I would maybe play Arc Trail, but definitely happy to get Kappa Cannoneer. I think I'll take the land. I don't care. Actually, no, I'll take Crop Rotation. If we do end up splashing green, that'll be nice. Now we can take Flame Tongue, Prismatic Omen, and last pick Titan of Industry. Okay, so really good first few picks. It trailed off a bit later in the pack, but I still like where we're at a lot. Just need to find some more cheap artifacts. Urza's Saga would be a really good pickup. Probably like Soul Ring would be the #1 card we could get over like Black Lotus or Time Walk or something. Mana Crypt would also be really good. Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, like any of the cheap things that make tons of mana. Okay, Mana Vault. Yeah, that's a really good pickup. There's also, like, Hard Evidence would be really nice. It makes an artifact for Academy. Mystic Confluence would be good. But yeah, pretty easy Mana Vault. That's a really, really good pickup. Weirdly, like, maybe better than Soul Ring. At least better with Soul Ring, better than Soul Ring with Upheaval. Ooh, okay. There's an Emery. There's also Flooded Strand, but we don't even have a blue-red fetchable land yet. I think I'm just going to take the Emery. I wish blue artifacts was open enough that we could wheel this, but someone took the Tezzeret. Whoever took Tezzeret might take this, especially because there's not really, like, a lot of good blue stuff in this pack. So I think we should just make sure we get the Tezzeret, or the Emery. Very good card. It's not at its best yet. Like, we want to get, like, artifacts you can sacrifice. Okay with Soul Guide Lantern, but really, like, Mishra's Bauble is the card that's really good with this, and then Black Lotus, of course. Okay, let's just take Ugin here. Good payoff. It's not not an artifact, so it doesn't work with, like, Mishra's Workshop, but we don't even have the Workshop, and it's a great card. There is Displacer Kitten, which we would maybe play. It's good with Mana Vault, but I still think Ugin is just the right pick. It gives us some redundancy for this effect. Like, Upheaval and Ugin are both the kind of card that just, like, make you ahead no matter how far behind on board you are. Okay, solid currency converter pick here. Shorikai is interesting. If we end up playing white, which is, now that we have Mana Vault, white is looking nice. I would potentially play Shorikai, but I still think we got to take the currency converter here. Really, really good card. Cheap artifact for Tolarian Academy. It can also ramp you by making treasures. It doesn't have that many other synergies yet. We don't have a lot of, like, you know, Timeless Dragon type cards that can cycle on their own or make, like, discard on your own. But still, very, very good card. This is a card that's consistently impressed me. At first I thought it was, like, basically just a Reanimator card, but there's a lot of outlets where this card is good. Okay, I'll take a Library now. I don't think we're going to be a Paradoxical Outcome deck. Frantic Search is good with Academy. There's, like, Phyrexian Revoker, but let's just take the Library. Really, really good card. Okay, so there's two main considerations here. First of all, we're not a Cradle deck. There's Xander's Lounge, which is a blue-red land. However, we might not play red. We have these two, but honestly, like, Enlightened Tutor looks kind of better than these cards. I think I'm just going to take Simic Growth Chamber. I really like bounce lands. We didn't wheel the Candelabra, but still, just, like, a good card. Also enables a potential crop rotation splash. Although it's close, because Xander's Lounge would be nice. I think I would take a... If this was, like, a Jeskai land, I would definitely take it. There's Arid Mesa, but yeah, I'm going to take the Simic Growth Chamber. I really like bounce lands in big mana decks. Okay, now there's Zuran Orb, which doesn't seem that good. We're not, like, a balanced deck. We're not a Zerta deck. We could just take Sir Ginger if we just want another artifact. It's not the best, but just having a high artifact count is pretty nice. There's also Dam, which is a good card if we're playing blue-white. And honestly, blue-white is looking better and better. It's pretty tempting. Maybe this is the right pick. No, I think I'm just going to take, like, a decent artifact. It's definitely not the best artifact for us, but I think it is the right pick. Now we could take... We're not a Helm of Awakening deck. We don't have Tinker for Blightsteel, so it's Click versus Thieving Skydiver. And I think I actually like the Skydiver here. Click is better in general, but we're not... First of all, we don't have much counter magic. We're not really playing at instant speed, which makes this a bit worse. And then stealing their artifacts is really good. Like, if we can steal their mocks, it matters more for this deck than for most. Okay, hard evidence on the wheel. There's Through the Breach. If we take in Blightsteel, we could sort of backdoor into that style of deck, but pretty happy to get hard evidence. Now we can take either Prismatic Ending or Mutavault. Fire Covenant's great, but I don't think we can play that. I don't think I'm going to play Mutavault. Pretty likely we're going to splash either white or red, so I'll take the Prismatic Ending. Now I'll take Rule Turf. None of these look that good. Guess I'll take Ren and 6. There's a world where we get, like, a couple lands next pack. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm going to take Channel. We have Ugin. We could backdoor into a Channel deck. I don't think it's likely, but... Oh, last pick, damn. That's great. So, yeah, still TBD on the red splash or the white splash or just being mono blue. We got a couple really good pickups there. Mana Vault's an absolute all-star. One of the best things we could have gotten. Currency Converter's great. Library's great. but we still need a few more cards to fill out this deck. Specifically, a few more cheap artifacts. There's a Talisman of Curiosity, which I think is just the pick. There's also, like, Mirror Battlesphere, Counterspell, Karakas is great. But I think we just want to take more mana here. Yeah, obviously worse than, like, a Mox, but still quite good. Now we see, ooh, wow, a lot of good stuff here. Preordain, Thran Dynamo, Mox Diamond, Scalding Tarn, Hallowed Fountain, Dismember, Fable, but I think I'm going to take Balance. Balance is just so good in the shell. I think we just officially pivot to blue-white. Yeah, Balance is just like one of the best things we could get in a heavy artifact deck. Painful to pass this Hallowed Fountain, but this is the kind of deck where you don't need that much fixing because you're just like, you have so few cards of each color. Okay, Miscalc, Echo of Eons, and Coalition Relic. I think I'm taking the Relic here. Really just erring on the side of having as much mana as possible. Interesting. So, we could definitely take Chart a Course or Chromatic Star, just as good, cheap artifacts. Weathered Wayfarer looks really good, especially with Tolarian Academy. Do we think we could wheel it? White is not super open, to be honest. I do think the most white decks would take Wedding Announcement over Weathered Wayfarer. Chromatic Star is good, but not amazing. Man, close pick, because our deck is going to be so much better when we get Academy. But also, this is like the perfect card with Emery and Balance. I think I'm going to try to wheel the Weathered Wayfarer, as painful as it is to pass this card. Yeah, close pick, but I'm going to take this. There's Stoneforge, but we did not take the Cauldron. So I think we just want to take Lorien Revealed, which is a good card. We can just easily hardcast this when we're flooded. Oh, wow. Late Earth. Phew, this pack's amazing. Retrofitter Foundry would be phenomenal. I would definitely play Lion Sash. Mystic Forge probably would make it, but we're definitely taking Urza. This is like the other Tinker. And now we see a late Relic of Progenitus, also Oust, but I think we're sort of just like not playing spot removal. Like our plan is just to play sweepers. The sweepers being Balance, Dem, Upheaval, and Ugin. So yeah, pretty easy Relic. Also just nice to have two pieces of Graveyard Hate. Is really nice in a lot of matchups. Now we can take a Bauble. Great pickup. This is becoming a very good Emery deck. So what are the cuts here? I do think one splash white. I think I might just not play Dem in the main deck. Just rely on like Balance. We're not playing Sword of the Meek, so it's either Malcolm or Jace. Could also take the Bivouac if we want to try to splash red, but I just don't think it's worth it. Like Inferno Titan's not a great splash. Jace, honestly, I'll take the Jace. I want a little bit more card draw, and we have a lot of like artifacts to ramp into this on turn 3. Probably not playing Sir Ginger in the main deck. We just have better artifacts. Ooh, Preordain and Hallowed Fountain. I think we got to take the Fountain, especially with the Lorien Revealed, but Preordain would be nice. So not playing Stormcarved Coast. I'm definitely still playing this, though. I would love to wheel the Weathered Wayfarer, but it's fine if we don't. I think I'm fine playing 16 lands in this deck. Actually, yeah, with Lorien Revealed, definitely 16 lands. If we get another spell that we want to play, what's on the chopping block? I think this might have been the pack, so a little unfortunate there. Not really playing any of these. Oh no, this was the pack that had it, and we don't wheel it, but we do get Mightstone and Meekstone, which is actually pretty good. I think I will play that. Last pick Risk, that's weird. Okay, so do we play 15 lands here? With Lorien Revealed as essentially 16th land, and Simic Growth Chamber is kind of 2 lands. We also have 3 Talismans and a Mana Vault. It's a little greedy, but I think I'm gonna cut Thieving Skydiver from the main deck and run it like this. I'm not gonna play Rule Turf. If this was half on color, I would, but not with it being double off color. So if we did this, that's 5 white sources and 9, 10 blue sources, plus all these Talismans. I think that seems fine, actually. We only ever need 1 white source, and we do need like multiple blue for some of these cards. Actually, we could probably do 1 more Plains. Like, we have Jace, that's pretty heavy blue, but most of the rest of it isn't that heavy. It's 8, 9, 10 plus all these talismans. Yeah, it seems fine. Alright, deck looks great. Playing some blue-white balance control. I've actually had more luck. I played some traditional blue-white control, and I actually, the last league that I recorded, I think I even trophied with it. But I really like the balance builds. There's just so many good cheap artifacts. It's good to have a little bit of an unfair angle. And you still get access to, like, a lot of, like, the blue card draw and the white sort of board control stuff. So yeah, our game plan is basically to ramp into either Upheaval or Ugin, both of which will win the game on their own pretty much every single time. We have, like, Balance to totally reset the board. We have a nice sideboard with, like, Dam against creature decks, Thieving Skydiver against artifact decks, and Sir Ginger against Planeswalker decks. We're a little bit light on spot removal with just Prismatic Ending and Walking Ballista, but I think that should be fine. We're going to crush graveyard decks with 2 main deck pieces of hate. Yeah, just looks like a good deck all around. We're also very capable of turn 1 Emery starts. Okay, definitely keep. We get to scry with Mishra's Bauble here. Unless we want to hold Bauble for balance, actually, which seems probably worth it. We might even end up just dumping this Walking Ballista into the graveyard, funnily enough. Just to really hit him hard with balance. So we're going to go Island, plan on cycling Lorien Revealed. Then turn 2, Talisman. Then turn 3, Talisman, Bauble, maybe Ballista, Balance, and just, like, take out their entire hand. Hopefully they don't, well, I don't know. Weird to hope that they don't mulligan, but mulliganing does make balance worse. Worst case scenario would be them blitzing out some permanent that doesn't die to balance. Like if they had turn 1 land, Black Lotus, Minsc Boo, that's going to be pretty tough, of course. Okay, chase 21 on a mulligan. Alright, Island go. Very happy that we have Hallowed Fountain. And again, the little scry trick is we could bauble ourselves. And if we like the card, probably if it's a land, then we could leave it and draw it, and then cycle Lorien Revealed at the end of their turn. But if we didn't like the top card, we could Lorien Revealed before the Mishra's Bauble draw trigger. Ooh, that's kind of worst case scenario. I think I'm going to play this Bauble too. If they thought seize the balance, then I'll crack the Bauble. But big moment here. They could just go like land, Mind Twist, and then the game ends. Interesting. Ooh. Okay, I think that's actually, it's better to play that first. Maybe not. Probably not. So we'll go Talisman into Ballista for 0. Into Balance. So they have to keep only 1 card. And then we're set up to rebuild with Jace next turn. And then who knows, like, they could just go, like, land Grave Titan next turn and we'll be in pretty bad shape, but this definitely stunts their development very hard. If they didn't have the Mana Vault, I would think the game is essentially over. But with the Mana Vault, you never know. Like, that card can do a lot. I would love to find Prismatic Ending or some other way to deal with the Mana Vault before they're able to use it. Opponent's deep in thought there about what they want to discard. We had the option of holding our land, and then we'd get to play the land post-balance, not have to sacrifice one of our lands, but then they would get to keep 2 cards. Basically, it's like, would we rather have our 3rd land in play or make them discard down to 1 instead of 2. And I think that making them discard down to 1 is better, especially since we still have 4 mana sources for our Jace next turn. This is way worse than, like, Jace the Mind Sculptor would be, or most Planeswalkers, although it's not the worst. It will draw some cards. My problem with this, though, is, like, the +1 is often worse than just drawing the card. Because if I mill myself a bunch of times, and then they kill the Jace, and then I just, like, have no win conditions left, that sucks. And if I mill them, then I'm, like, setting up their Reanimator shenanigans, which also sucks. I guess speaking of, I should note that it can be a bad thing to let them discard a card here. Because now they have this Battlesphere on the graveyard, which they can potentially reanimate. Let's see what they got on top. Oh, come on. Well, that's pretty bad. We just gave them a Mirror Battlesphere. They're down to 13, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're actually in a terrible spot now. We need to build up to Upheaval. Oh, okay. Good draw. Or draws. Hopefully we don't mill over Upheaval, okay? Man, yeah, we're really gonna lose to artifacts and or lose to Reanimator in our like multi-hate spell deck. So do we take 12? That feels super risky. I don't think we can afford to do that. I think I'm gonna block with Urza here. Well, maybe not. Yeah, I think we should. Definitely doesn't feel good, but I think if we go to 8 or to 6, we're just so likely to die next turn. Then they reanimate our Urza. Jeez. We'll play Island, okay? So I think our plan is still just basically Upheaval. In which case we should go... Well, okay, we have two choices. We could either bring back Ballista, but that seems not worth it. Wait, are we at risk of just dying if we tap this Emery, though? Chump block here, take 4, 7... No, we can survive. Yeah, so I think our plan is just to find... find Upheaval in our next couple draws. Man, unfortunate. That balance helped them so much. We might want to cut balance. I'm going to mill them just for information. Okay, drawing planes there is bad, of course. So our plan is to chump block here, take 11, and then we have 2 more looks. I'm assuming they're going to go at our face, not the Jace. Then we get 2 more chances to find Upheaval. Ugin would not do it, of course. And we're not playing Damnation, or we're not playing our Wrath, and I don't even think we want to bring it in. Wow, really unfortunate that this was their top card right after we made them discard their hand. Thieving Skydiver seems okay, not amazing. Weird attack. So I'll block like this. Spin the Urza. Hit Forensic Gadgeteer. Doesn't matter if we find the Upheaval. Okay. Plus targeting them. I think we're dead. I mean, we can bring back Ballista. Yeah, we're dead. Tough game there. So we're playing against Reanimator. Do we want to cut balance because it can help them? I think so. I don't really want to give them a discard outlet. We can run it like this. Surge Ranger seems pretty underpowered. Yeah, I think we just want to run it like this. Now that we're cutting balance, are we going to splash for just one, or for Prismatic Ending plus Enlightened Tutor? I think that's still worth it. Let's just run it like this. On the play. Yeah, good hand. I think I'm going to play Mana Vault on turn 1. I just want to make sure I get it down before they discard it. Although maybe Relic is more important. No, if they thought to use the Relic, it's not the end of the world. I think I'm still going to go for turn 1 Mana Vault. And then we can go turn 2 Talisman into Urza. Retrofitter Foundry, okay. We can go over the top of that, probably. Like, if they're spending their mana on this, that's great for us. Okay, so we can go land, Talisman, Urza, Relic, and we even have Relic Crack available by tapping the Relic if we want to. And we can also... Actually, I'm going to hold this Tolarian Reveal just to cast, I think, almost definitely. Because we have 5 mana next turn. Hopefully they don't have Bowmasters or a counterspell. Ooh, interesting draw. Not good yet, but that is like a nice one to have access to. I really hope their plan is just to make a 1/1. That would be so underpowered compared to what we're doing. Alright, take 1. Kappa Cannoneer is not a bad one. Next turn we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we don't quite have enough for Ugin, but we're getting close. I think I'm not going to untap for one more turn. Like, well... Yeah, I'm not going to untap for one more turn. Alright. Now we can come on in. We'll attack with both. They're going to block this and then sack it to make a dude, but that's fine. We still have up Relic, and then we're ready to potentially just upheaval next turn if we want to. We'll see what they do, but it's pretty hard for them to do anything. They don't have that much mana. They don't have a card in the graveyard. And even if they did, we have Relic ready if they go for Entomb. Plains, okay. Into the One Ring. Alright. Weird attack. I guess it makes sense. No, that makes sense. So, I think I'm going to untap this turn. Then we can just spin Urza. Good hit. So we have just an insanely big board presence here. We can also make this Kappa Cannoneer. We can buff it with this later. I'm not going to do that this turn, but let's just go Island. We could spin Urza again. I think I'd rather just leave the Mana Vault untapped though. So we'll pass. And now, like, we'll see what they can do. They have a lot of cards because of the One Ring, but they don't have a lot of mana. If they had Balance or something, we're still fine with that. If they have, like, Toxic Deluge, we'll just go for upheaval and restart the game, but like be able to get Ugin into play pretty quickly. And if they don't deal with our board, we can just kill them pretty quick. I mean, right now, we can just equip... Okay, they concede. Sweet. So they're playing some sort of weird, like, Esper Artifact Reanimator deck. Balance seems worse the more I see their deck. I still don't think we want Dam. I don't think we want Sir Ginger. I don't think we want to splash green or red. Like, there's a world where we actually bring in green in some matchups. We don't have the best fixing, but we do have Simic Growth Chamber and Talisman of Curiosity, and then we can also just play some forests. But I think I'd rather still be playing Enlightened Tutor, and although maybe that's not even true. But no, Channel isn't good here, really. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Too bad to play against a deck where balance is bad in the first match, because I think in most situations it will be just phenomenal. Oh, wow. Jeez, this hand becomes so good if we find a land. I think I gotta keep it. Like, it has a fail rate for sure, because we have no... But, like, if we find either Mishra's Bauble or a land, then this hand is just absurd. Okay, that is pretty annoying. Yeah, that's actually very good on turn 1. We'll still be able to overpower it if we... Okay, we find the land, that's great. Ashen Rider sucks, but whatever. I think I'm just going to dump a bunch of stuff into play immediately. Set up for a big Tolarian Academy turn. The problem is we're down to 12, so and we also have this Mana Vault, this tap, so we immediately are going to have to start letting them draw cards with Palantir, which is fine if we set up a nice Tolarian Academy turn, but still, it's not great. Like, strong start for them, it's a strong start for us as well. Right now, this is not even great, so I am going to let them draw 1. I don't love it, but I think we do need to do that here. Okay, so let's go... Talisman, Academy, Hard Evidence, Crack the Clue, Loot. I don't think Enlightened Tutor does much for us here. And I'll drop the star. It doesn't mean we don't have Activate Relic up, but I think that's fine. That's another problem. We could upheaval and, like, bounce all their stuff, but that doesn't really do anything. They can just put Palantir back into play immediately. Grim Monolith too, jeez. Into Karn, okay. Don't care about Karn. They'll probably make a dude, which we can block. Oh, what? Oh my goodness, I misclicked. I meant to click yes. Wow, that sucks. Sorry about that. Just straight up misclick. If we said no, hard to say if we would have won. Like, it depends on what we draw, but we were going to find a lot of gas. That is very frustrating. Just straight up misclick, but yeah, so on our turn we could have drawn 4 cards from our draw step, the star, relic, currency converter. We would have found some gas. Yeah, I think we were very likely to win, actually. So... tough misclick, but yeah, I mean, not much else to say about that other than let's try not to get tilted and win game 2, or match 2 against Airtie Wizard Adept. This hand is not very explosive. I think we can do better. Yeah, this hand's definitely better. Keep, put back second planes. We're hoping to find some blue sources. Really hoping to not see a Thoughtseize here. Also, it would be kind of hilarious to lose to... Oh no, are we going to lose to Reanimator with Soul Guide Lantern in our hand? That would be pretty embarrassing. It's definitely correct to go for this line, but we might get punished for it. Please wait until turn 3. Don't have it on turn 2. Scrapwork Mutt, thank God. Never been so happy to see a Mutt. They might be setting up for a Recurring Nightmare, but that will not work anymore. Relic. I don't mind drawing a star. That gives us blue mana. That also gives us blue mana. Very good answer to Entomb. Do they have the recurring nightmare here? Looks like a mind twist, which is kind of annoying because it takes you off of library. But not the worst, although they take some of our top end. Okay. I think I'm just gonna empty my hand here. We could try to like get back on the library. Let's see how that would work. End of turn, crack the clue to 4. Untap, draw to 5. Crack the Soul Guide Lantern to 6. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna not play out my stuff here. It's kind of close. Yeah, mine was too bad. I'm pretty fine skipping my next land drop, though. Getting back on library seems very good. Airtie Wizard Adept, I like your dude here. Aptly named. If he attacks for 2, I'll block. Like, you can get me with the Bowmasters, maybe. Phyrexian Flesh Border, okay. It's not too scary. Okay, we'll just take our draw step. I think I'm gonna main phase crack this. Yeah, it is a little weird because it like is a good hate card against them. But I think I still like trying to get back on the upheaval plan. That's interesting. But I still think I'm gonna get on upheaval. Or on the library plan. We can take a couple hits from this Flesh Gorger. Take 3, that's fine. Go to 16 or 15. Sneak attack, ooh. Okay. Okay, let's just pass. Holding up Enlightened Tutor. And then big turn here, and we'll see what they can sneak into play. If they have Blightsteel, we're okay. We can block, go to 8, in fact, take 5, go to 10, and then upheaval. Next one we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana before we play land. It's kind of awkward that we don't have enough blue. Yeah, I definitely should have returned the plains. I did like the idea of getting another piece of artifact mana, but we have no artifact mana that makes us mana this turn. A Mox Sapphire obviously would go so far. Dismember my dude, that's fine. So we're at 5. Honestly, I'm gonna wait one more turn, I think, and take one more hit before going for anything. Let's just get actually a relic. No, talisman, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get talisman. This does give them one more draw step to hit something good. But let's just develop here. We'll go land. Coalition Relic, Talisman, Star, pass, and then they have one draw where if they hit something big, we're dead. But if they don't hit something big this turn, then we can just absolutely go off next turn. This is the key turn of the game. Okay, they don't have something with haste at least. If they have a Thoughtseize for the upheaval, we're also dead. So put a counter here, then untap and go for it. I guess I'll filter this into another blue. Ugin, huh? That doesn't work as well as we want, but that'll be good soon. So we go upheaval. In fact, can we jam Ugin immediately? Yes. The only downside with playing Ugin immediately is we would have to have Mana Vault tapped, which is pretty bad against a red deck. So I might actually wait one turn and just develop out my mana first. I do not know what this could be in response. 6 mana. I mean, maybe just floating mana, just to be scary. Or like hold up Fire Covenant or something. Okay, so let's go Coalition Relic. Into Talisman. Into Mana Vault. Into Library. Yeah, seems fine. Bolt my face. Okay, very happy I didn't go for the Mana Vault line. So our hope is to get Ugin to, oh wait, they can discard, this is actually funny and bad. They can discard their dude and then play with haste, which gets around the Ugin. So we need to find an answer. Prismatic Ending doesn't do it. Wow, we're really about to just lose post upheaval. Oh, they missed the line. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so add some blue mana. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can go Island. Let me just make sure I'm counting right. Talisman. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, we have we can't play. Yeah, we have exactly enough now. Alright, and then we're going to go to 1. Actually, no, we could untap the Mana Vault if we want to. But we need to take out their Mutt with Prismatic Ending. We need to exile it so it can't get haste. So I might just take this and go to 1. And then if we ultimate the Ugin, then we can win. Yep, there's the Mutt. It also does dig them, of course, which could find them another burn spell. Interesting game for sure. We could also just untap this. No, we need to make 2 colors here, so yeah, we have to let this happen. So let's go Plains. 2 mana for Talisman. 2 mana for Prismatic Ending. Plus targeting you. And pass. Ready to ultimate Ugin next turn. And based on what we've seen, I mean, we know they have Sneak Attack. We know they have this Flesh Gorger dude. And then the lands. That's all I think that we know of for sure. They've taken a couple draw steps too, and we're dead to like anything. Like any burn spell, any haste creature. But if we're able to ultimate the Ugin, I don't see how they could win. That'd be kind of sick. Ultimate Ugin, put in Kappa Cannoneer and like 6 other artifacts. Just play 3/3, please. Just play 3/3. Yes! Oh man, that is beautiful. So we have to untap this, of course. We'll make it blue. And I'll ultimate this. Oh, baby. Okay, so let's put in a bunch of lands and Mightstone and Weakstone. So we'll go Kappa Cannoneer, Talisman. See, I don't even think we need to do Talisman. We can just play that. Mightstone and Weakstone. Land, 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 land. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll kill this. It does put us dead to specifically, Fiery Confluence. I think it's fine though. Emery's actually a bit of a liability here because we have so few cards left in our library. It's probably fine. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walking Ballista for 5. And maybe we were supposed to just let them keep their Flesh Gorger. The problem is if they kill one of our things, it could be a bit annoying, but yeah, we'll just pass. We died Fiery Confluence, and that's pretty much it. And we should be able to kill them very quickly. I don't know if we literally have lethal next turn, but we can close it out pretty quick. Shallow Grave, bringing back Flesh Gorger, okay. Oh, we could have cracked the Relic in response, but honestly, this is fine. I guess though, we do actually lose to a removal spell now. So we'll point a few of these at them. So we don't, it's fine if we lose the Ballista, we already blocked with Menace, but just in case there's a bug, I'm not going to remove the last counter. Funnily enough, yeah, weird situation, but I think that that's just like the right EV move here. So I'll just let them have one extra life. Imperial Seal. So they might have Fiery Confluence in their deck, in which case this could kill us. But otherwise, we'll be able to win here, or not like next turn, but we're like going to be able to kill them in 2 turns probably. think I probably should play Emery. Just have a blocker in case they have a hasty creature. I guess they could have, like, a dragon of some kind, potentially. Yeah, I should have just cracked the relic there. It's probably fine. Currency converter, interesting draw. I think I'm actually going to main phase cycle this and fail to find, just to put some more stuff into play. Oh, we have Jace. That's kind of funny. Plus here. Tap land. And then let's just hit for 10. We have a 2/2 up, so we're ready to block. We're dead to Fiery Confluence. It just depends if they have that in their deck. If they have Corpse Dance, we have Relic ready. If they have a creature that attacks on the ground, I don't even think there's anything in the format that would do it, but we have a 2/2 at instant speed if we need it, and we get there. Okay. So up a game against Black-Red Reanimator. Do we want to make any changes? Nah, the deck's perfect. We do have sort of the same problem as last round, where balance could help them, but I think it's okay. Got some sweet Jun stuff in our sideboard. In Another Life, that's what we played, but I do think this one came together pretty nicely. Alright, here we are for round 2. Interesting hand. I think I'm going to keep it. It's not the best. I think I will keep it, though. We can use this to untap the Mana Vault, so we got a little card draw engine going. Heavy on the lands, of course. Oh. Scam Grief on turn 1. Well, if they take our Mana Vault, this hand becomes a little worse. They may be able to reanimate the Grief, like Shallow Grave it on turn 2, take our Stone. Right. Island go. Don't need to worry about it. There's a very cute girl bringing flowers through my room right now. You'd love to see it.
Definitely pollinated.
Bitter Reunion. Okay, hopefully they don't discard something huge. Scrapburg Mud, I can deal with that. I think I'm just going to play the Simic Growth Chamber here. Yeah, not worth taking out the Bitter Reunion. Get that sweet, sweet 2-for-1. Not that it really helps here. I mean, it's great when you're light on lands, but having 4 lands in hand versus 5 lands in hand is not too relevant. Could be relevant that the opponent is missing black mana for now, but they just drew 4 new cards. Yeah. So there's the Badlands, and they foretell a card. Okay, that's probably that Fire Blast card. I forget what it's called. Okay, good draw. We go Plains, Currency Converter. And honestly, I'm going to loot main phase just to play around Orcish Bowmasters in case they have that. So we can just cast the Mightstone and Meekstone next turn, or Mightstone and Weakstone next turn if we want to. Oh, did I move my face up? Sorry about that. Boom. I don't know if it matters, but now you can see Prismatic Ending. Unearth the Mutt, that's fine. It does let them draw more cards. Ooh, there's an Archon. So that's scary. That makes me... Oh, do they have Shallow Grave too? Exhume, even worse. Okay, may have to settle this one in game 2. We do have, like, balance. Like, it's not... We're not dead yet, but... That's definitely pretty good. So we go to 15, then Archon hits for 9. Not what we wanted to see, so let's go land, make a treasure token. Play this, draw 2. It can almost kill the Archon, but not quite. Balance, there we go. Can't do it yet, but we're in this now. So they hit us for 9. We're going to go to 6, which is still enough life to survive this thing. Shallow Grave Grief. Okay, that is game, so I'm not going to give them the information about balance. We're not dead on board, but they take the balance and then we no longer have any outs. Do we want to play them? Nah, I think we just run it back. Get to be on the play here, which is of course nice. Weird to have 2 pieces of graveyard hate and then play Reanimator twice in a row. This deck has some truly absurd nut draws with Tolarian Academy. Let's get one of those. We had that in match 1, game 3, but then had that little misclick. Whoopsies. Looks like our opponent may have a different sideboard plan when they're on the draw. That's the sign of a sophisticated opponent. Alright, on the play. Let's go. No lander. Bummer, because the spells are great, but cannot keep a no lander. Can keep can keep this hand with balance. Let's keep and put back Upheaval. It just kind of like not really the game plan here. And we'll go Plains Go. You know, we're playing against a deck with discard spells and Reanimator stuff. Like, this plan is not foolproof, but it is pretty solid. Especially if they don't have a reanimation card. Okay, we'll play land, Talisman, pass. And then if they play like Scrapwork Mud or something, we can just go Prismatic Ending the Mud into balance potentially, or like, I don't know. I kind of hope they go for an artifact of some kind. It doesn't seem great to just play balance here, given that it could help our opponent. Beaumont Courier. Okay. Walking Ballista, sure. So I'll go just land Ballista this turn. Kind of funny to get a 2-for-1 when you're planning on balancing, but not going to complain. We can also just not play balance. Like, if we wait as long as possible for the balance, that's kind of good. I don't really, what I really don't want to do is just, like, let them discard their Archon and then they play Exhume. Hopefully we can find a relic before we go for balance. Three mana for what? Mind Twist for 2? Okay, well, big moment here. If we get to keep the balance, we're in great shape. We do not get to keep the balance. Okay, well, Walking Ballista or bust, baby. Let's just try to solo them with this card. I'm not going to remove a counter for this Beaumont Courier because our plan is just to kill them really quickly with Walking Ballista if we can. We're like very far down on resources now. Well, kill this, hit them for 2, but then We're top decking. I mean, we have a lot of good top decks, of course. Mightstone and Meekstone would be great. No Tezzeret in our deck, unfortunately. Tolarian Revealed would be awesome as well. Alright, land go. Good chance they're holding Grief, so they might just go land Grief, take our Prismatic Ending. Not that Prismatic Ending is doing too much here. What would we want the Prismatic Ending to be? Not really much. Okay, that's not the worst. We can get the Mightstone and Weakstone, which I guess is kind of a 2 for 2, but it also lets us develop our mana, which is relevant. Orcish Bowmasters, sure. I might want to take that out before going for anything else. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just going to take a draw step here, see what we find. But we're pretty. The problem now is they can just loot their thing away with Currency Converter, and that'll snowball a lot of value. I mean, we can hope to find Upheaval, but we don't even have that much artifact mana, so that would just kind of restart the game, not even put us ahead. They don't loot. That's got to be a mistake. Dark Ritual into... Hopefully they just hardcast Grief. Looks like they're going to be reanimating something. Yeah, they loot, which could hit, which can just put Archon in the graveyard. Okay. Yeah, I think they got us. Unfortunate. I mean, we sacked 4 things. Yeah, they got us. Alright, we are on the draw here for the finals. Good hand. Not broken, but good. We can play turn 2 Emery. Sorry, actually turn 2 Emery. Upheaval is not a bad draw. Let's get this Hallowed Fountain out there. A little bit of lag. Hopefully that does not persist. Next turn we go Talisman into Emery. They do have 2 blue men up. I think we still just jam here. Alright, that resolves. I doubt Emery resolves, but it would be pretty sweet if it did. Nice. Hopefully we hit at least 1 artifact here. Very nice. Okay. So with Mana Vault there, we can go Mightstone and Weakstone next turn, potentially even into Kappa Cannon here. Do we have enough mana for that? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we play this with 1 mana floating. Then we have 2, 3. No, I think we're 2 mana short, but still, good position. If you just look at the resources, we have a lot more stuff going on. This is bad lag though. I might have to restart the client. Alright, I restarted the client because we had some brutal lag, and then the opponent played Time Twister. So here we are, kind of an even position. Yeah, that was a decent replacement hand. We can get, actually, yeah, very good replacement hand. Urza's going to be nice here. So we can go land Urza with 2 men up, then just like Talisman into Soul Guide Lantern, I guess. We won't be able to, they discard Time Spiral, jeez. Okay, so let's go Island, Urza, Talisman, Soul Guide Lantern. I think I'm more afraid of Time Spiral, so I'm going to exile that one. We can sack this to draw a card, but... Oh, wait, no, we can't even do that. Okay, so we'll just hit for 1. Alright, pretty solid turn 3. We have tons of mana for turn 4. We don't have, like, a good hand necessarily, but Urza is a good mana sink, so if they don't deal with that, we can just start spinning Urza. How much mana do we have? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at least. We take 2, that's fine. Is there ever a chance we go for balance? Probably not. We obviously have a lot more creatures than they do. But we could just keep only the Urza. I think we still just want to not do that though. So let's start with spinning Urza. Okay, plane's not exactly what we were hoping for. I think we just want... I mean, we could spin Urza again, or we could use the Emery. Oh, wait, no, we can't spin Urza again, so let's just use the Emery. Draw a card. Then we will bring this back. Don't have white mana for Enlightened Tutor, but there's not really anything we would even be desperate to play here. Are they countering the Soul Guide Lantern? That would be so fine. Remand? Okay. Would we rather hit them for 5 or get the Soul Guide into play? This could be wrong, but I actually am going to get this into play. I like taking out these draw 7s just to minimize their potential combo shenanigans. And also just like continue to be able to develop quickly. Hit for 1 and pass. And then next turn we can start double spinning Urza. Sheldock Isle, that's a little scary. They have 23 cards in their library, 22 now, and then, yeah, so next turn Sheldock Isle will be live. Yeah, balance isn't looking great here, it's probably fine. They're actually getting to the point where this is just going to go, like, beast mode. I've almost never seen that happen, but it just starts, like, letting them cast spells for free. I think I did cast a Fury off of this one time for free, which was pretty sweet. Okay, another land. That's pretty brutal. Hopefully we don't hit another land here. If we do, hopefully it's Tolarian Academy. That's a good one. I think I'm just going to mill them. Bad draw. Let's just go land and spin Urza again. Hopefully it's something a little... Another land. Jeez. Okay, well... Hit for 2, I guess, and pass. But now, I mean, they could use Sheldock and use Malcolm. So we've generated an insane amount of value, but it just does nothing. We have, like, all these lands in hand that don't do anything. 4 mana end of turn for Sail into the West. Okay, I'm just going to discard my hand and draw a new hand, because these don't do anything. Embark. There's our action. Okay. Had to be somewhere. They are playing Brain Freeze. They don't have red mana right now, but if they just go, like, Underworld Breach here, we're pretty dead. Actually, no, we have Jace, so we're not dead to Underworld Breach. At least not yet. I was hoping to find Upheaval. We still haven't found that. What do they have here? 4 mana. It would be interesting if they had their own Jace, and then they could Brain Freeze themselves and go for the kill. Looks like they may have an upheaval of their own. Okay. I would love to find a mana vault. I guess they're just going for like dudes here. Third path iconoclast into playing a 2-1 and just trying to beat down. Yeah, we're actually dead here. Right? I mean, they have 2, 4. Yeah, they kill us in 2 attacks. So, weird game. Both players are playing upheaval. Another matchup where balance seems kind of bad. We didn't play against a single like normal deck. It's a little odd. Thieving Skydiver looks amazing. I think balance is probably worth playing, although it's not great. Ugin seems just bad actually. Ugin does almost nothing. I think I'll try it with this. I like having multiple pieces of Graveyard Hate once again. I also like having Jace to stop their brainstorm things. It's mulligan, this is too slow. This hand looks great. I think I'm actually going to go for the turn 1 Coalition Relic. So we're in a spot now where balance would be amazing. Little late for Library of Alexandria. Although, given that they're playing multiple draw 7s, that does make this kind of start much better. So we need to decide if we want to crack the Clue or put a counter on Coalition Relic. Probably cracking the Clue. Sensei's Divining Top, that's fine. Tolarian revealed, good draw. So I'm just going to go land, Tolarian revealed. This card's been consistently great. So if they play a draw 7, like, it kind of negates our Tolarian reveal, but we're just still way ahead there. And then if they don't do anything this turn, then we can kind of pop off next turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could just play Kappa Cannoneer and hold this other stuff. Or we could just develop our hand as much as possible. They might go for a draw step embark thing here. Okay, I think I want to just develop as much as possible. So we could just equip this Nettlecyst to the Crab, which honestly seems fine. It takes us off of 1 mana next turn, but it pushes 5 damage this turn, and I think that's a worthwhile exchange. Oh yeah, baby, 5/8 Crab coming in. And next turn we got the Turtle. This is a crustacean deck. Hole Breacher. Well, if they have draw 7, now we're dead. And they have at least 3 in the deck. Don't do it. 5 mana for Memory Jar. Okay, that's actually not the worst. It's not the best either. They get 7 cards and 7 mana here. But it doesn't take out our hand for good. I guess the question is now, can they just like storm off? Like now they could just play another thing. They could also Dax, steal our Nettlecyst. Do they just hope? I mean, if they just equipped the Hull Breacher, it's not the best, but I think I'd rather that than them having something else. So they hit us for 8. We go to 9. They have a good deck for Hull Breacher with 3 draw 7s. Ooh, lightning. Okay, not the worst. I mean, not the best either, but okay, let's untap this. Okay, so we can go land. I think I do want to take out this Hull Breacher. Yeah, let's do that. It takes us off of the Kappa Cannoneer for a turn, but I think just getting rid of the Hull Breacher is pretty important here. Like, they could just DAC targeting us and make us discard our Kappa Cannoneer and make 2 treasures. Like, that just is not going to be good. It's also relevant that it's exiled, so if they go for some sort of time twister shenanigans, they don't get to shuffle it back in. High Tide, alright. All the combos over there. 6 mana, looks like they have Time Spiral. Wait, they also have Narset? Wow, our opponent's deck is sick. Narset, Hull Breacher, 4 draw 7s. They also have Mox Diamond and Chrome Mox, so sort of build your own broken stuff. Ten mana. Yeah, there's no need for them to crack these treasure tokens right now if they're just playing Time Spiral. Oh no! We draw 6 lands. That's honestly maybe best case scenario at this point. If we're not going to get the trophy, we might as well have hilarious stuff happen. We'll see. We need them to flood insanely hard here. They got a new hand. They have infinite mana. They have Sensei's Divining Top going. There's Narset. Alright. I'm not going to concede. I just want to see what they can do, but it is over at this point. Old Chrome Mox. I think this deck would be very, very well suited against like any sort of mid-range or creature style deck. But just like all these combo decks is not really what you want to see when like Ugin is a big part of your game plan. Yeah, you got me. Hilarious. Just hilarious league. It's gotta happen sometimes. Trophy the last time with blue-white. Then we go with that. Let's take a look at the deck. I think it was genuinely really good. I mean, very good at using Tolarian Academy. We didn't draw it that many times, but whenever we did, it was great. We had good payoffs with like Urza and Tolarian Academy as ways to make mana, and then like Upheaval, Ugin, Ballista, and like Balance as ways to use all that like artifacts, all the artifacts. We had a decent amount of card draw. Like a lot of our cheap artifacts cantrip, Chromatic Star, Mishra's Bauble, Hard Evidence, Currency Converter, Relic, and Soul Guide Lantern all cantrip. We also had like card draw from Lorien Revealed and the Might Stone and Weak Stone. Jace was like a little sketchy. I would definitely prefer Jace the Mind Sculptor here. But honestly, I think this deck is solid. Not like a 10 out of 10, but I would expect this to trophy a reasonable percentage of the time. But not always, clearly. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.